Greetings, fellow bosons and fishermen alike. Rodamont here. Thank you for tuning in to Flotsam. Episode 3. Fishing docks keep us fed, and salvage boats keep us dry. Basic electricity got researched. So, it's important to remember your town heart is a power generator. It generates power and has internal battery storage and a research threshold, and it can connect up to 6 cables. I don't have anything that can use power just yet, so I'm not about to start building electric cables, but we'll have the opportunity to build that stuff soon. So I should start to explain some of these next projects. And I'm just having to type them all out. Okay. So here is the descriptions. Power storage allows you to store extra power. So your town heart has a power storage of 1,000, and you can add more batteries for more power storage. Bioprocessing allows you to boil things into refined resources like biogas, etc. And biowaster allows you to compost biologicals like seaweed or potatoes into waste, which is used for fabrication and other things. The advanced fabrication allows you to make gas bags, lubricants, and torque thrusters. Lubricants and torque thrusters improve your town's heart, and then gas bags you can make a lot of gas bags to reduce the weight of your town. Manual power is like a bike that you bike on for extra power. Wood power is you burn wood for power. Unbottling, we really don't need right now, but when you fish in polluted waters, some of the fish you will fish up will be in bottles, and you have to take the bottles off to use the fish. And then power tools allows you to make higher quality tools to be able to salvage things like motors and rotors and the like. And it looks like fishing is going to be a popular option. Okay, I needed metal, but I was going to go scoot over to the... oh, here's metal. Perfect. So we're going to get metal and potatoes. And I'll get the truck too. The generator. So once I've got the large storage yard, the next project I want to take on for myself will be probably getting nicer homes in a somewhat permanent spot. Much later on down the line, you'll have the ability to move things around for free, but I don't have access to that ability yet. There we go, crafting up the metal that we salvaged, and there's still a lot more salvage left to do. I'm not leaving here until we're done, because I've already spent the demolition tools, and, you know, if you've already spent the tools, you might as well reap the rewards. Now that we have our large storages, make comfortable homes. So a duo shack is going to be a much more comfortable home. And what is this? 3, 6? Yeah. I'm going to put I'm actually going to make them homeless briefly, and then give them a nicer home. Once we're done scavenging here, I'll head over to the overgrown potato fields. And then we'll need more seaweed as well. And there's seaweed just beyond this truck that we can fetch in a second. Just to make sure we don't run out of food. Now, 2 people are going to be homeless tonight, so we're going to have a bit of an issue with mood, but that's fine. It's fine to do for a night or 2. Just as long as it's not a regular thing. So Glitch and Brody are higher morale. Lisk and Ravak are not. Lisk and Ravak presumably did not have access to the house. Correct. Alright, we're done with the rusty car wrecks. We'll get the seaweed and then the potatoes to make sure we top up on food. And in a minute here, we'll be building our duo shacks. So I'm going to have a walkway go up like this. And I'll put the duo shacks... Here. 4 units up from this walkway. So there's one of our duo shacks, and it looks like I have enough material for the other one, so I'm going to break down the old duo tent and build a duo shack. Got one built. Nice. And these are more comfortable houses than they had before, and they also have a much wider variety of upgrades. That's the big thing. The tents that we were in could not be upgraded. These duo shacks can, the boarding house cannot. So the duo shacks can become a cottage, which are even more comfortable. They can also get air filters and sleep respirators, which help to heal you when you're ill from pollution, which is something that the tents don't have as an upgrade path. Okay, we just researched fishing, so soon we're going to have an abundance of food. Because the world is mostly just water. So fishing chairs. 1, 2, 3. Start with 3. The current priority is improve food with fishing. And for that, we're also going to need a grill. Which means I need wooden planks and floaters for the grill. Wooden planks can come from the overgrown ruins, and floaters can come from this plastic here. And I'll explain how fishing works in just a moment. Alright, I know I am critically low food reserves. Noted. Actually, you know what? We are so low on food. Where is seaweed? Well, I could just start... Hoping to run into seaweed out here. Do we need to build boats soon? I'll build them when I want them. I don't need to be, just wait. Alright, so we have 3 fishing spots here. And the way they work is when you go up to a node with fish in it, there's a certain amount of fish that you can fish up. So we have, essentially, if we go over to the fishing spots, you'll see the types of fish we've got access to. Nibblers, gobblers, and flounders, which are for food, and then electric eels are used later on. Nibblers, gobblers, and flounders make different foods. Basically, flounders are nicer than gobblers, which are nicer than nibblers. And when you want food, we can just park our boat over one of the fishing spots and fish it. So let's go ahead and work on getting a fish grill with wooden planks and floaters so that we can actually take advantage of the fishing that we can do. So for floaters we need plastic, and for the planks we need wood. Because I made way too many axes, we'll take advantage of that. Turning these cut trees into planks, and then we'll build with them. So once we've got a grill going, I can actually process the fish, because, you know, nobody eats raw fish here. I'm gonna stick the grill right there. And I just got a tutorial prompt for Town Beauty because we're in an ugly town. Building that grill put us into the negatives. What do you want me to research next? And if beauty matters to you, simple decorations would be the choice. Again, if it matters to you. Okay, now that we have this grill, we can take firewood and nibblers to make grilled nibblers, which are an ordinary food. We can take firewood and gobblers, ordinary food. We could take corn, ordinary as well. We could also put nibblers and potatoes together for a tasty meal. Gobblers and seaweed together for a tasty meal, or roast flounder for a tasty meal. So now we have the ability to cook our fish. And for that, we're going to need more firewood, because I'm basically out of kindling. So I'm still working on improving our diet, essentially. But before any of that, we need tinder. So I floated over to these dead trees. And this here is a gobbler. So we'll head over to the gobbler next, so we can start cooking it. So in terms of priorities, fishing. That would be glitch. I'm going to have everyone be super, super, super high priority fishing. Because when you park yourself at a fishing spot, you can exhaust the fishing spot rather quickly and then just get moving over to your next target. Which is what I intend to do. So if we take a look here at the fishing spots, there is 13 gobblers in the water. And everyone goes over to these fishing spots, fishes up a gobbler, throws it in the bucket, and then we can use it to cook it. Ta-da! So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make gob kebabs forever. I'm going to make nib kebabs forever and flounder forever. Basically, if we have any of those three, we just, like, make it automatically. Looks also like simple decoration is going to be the next research. Done. And then we sit here until there's no more gobblers in the water, and then we can move on. And if you're wondering, they do not replenish, so, like, you might as well just exhaust the supply. And this is why I wanted everyone to have really high priority fishing, so that we could just like exhaust the spot and then move on. There's other things that you make with some fish later on, like fish oils and the like. But for now, we could just like cook them all. It's fine. And these are actually higher quality meals. The potato salad that we're making, and then the gob kebabs are even higher than that. So people are going to be pretty happy as a result. Rayvac leveled up, give you research. Oh no, Lisk leveled up, give you salvage. Okay, gobblers are done. We got them all. We're still getting the driftwood, or the kindling, though, from the dead trees. Alright, the next thing I want to do is to make salvage boats. Is that true? Let me analyze. I do have electrocrafter that I could do. We have a watchtower. Maybe I'll do a watchtower. That's a pretty cheap and easy one. That's a 3x3. I'll put it right there. Actually, right. I still haven't really filled up our food and water, or food. If I did want to just make gobblers, ordinary gobbler meals, I could, but it's worth seeking out some extra seaweed to make it nicer. That's why I haven't, I'm not currently cooking all my gobblers, because some of the gobblers are being reserved until I have seaweed to make them into nicer meals. So speaking of which, heading over to the seaweed. I will make the seaweed farm eventually, but it generates seaweed so slowly that it's not pivotal, I would say. In my opinion. And it's also just a massive thing. It's huge. So it's hard to accommodate as well. So now we have a lot more seaweed to cook up the gobblers with, and that will provide us for a pretty happy source of food for a while. And there's also nibblers. So the nibbler meals are potatoes and nibblers. We don't have a lot of potatoes, so if we wanted to cook up nibblers and have it be nicer meals, we'll need to source potatoes for that. Alright. I still want to work on add more food to the town and make salvage boats. Simple decorations is done. Actually, you know what? And make beauty. So, I'm going to make a wood a plaza here. Right around their homes. Make it out of wood. And that's going to allow us to start decorating our town so that we can be back in the positive aesthetics. Because nobody really wants to live in an ugly town. I'm also out of fuel, so I'm going to go over to the chopping block. Oh, you know what? I don't even have dry wood. Well, I'm glad I'm cutting down all these trees then. So the way the aesthetics work is once you have the wood plaza, you go to the aesthetics tab, and then you can put things down. And as you can see, the like bottle lantern adds 1 beauty and it costs plastic junk. You know, the plastic gate adds beauty, costs plastic junk. I'd like to add like a Zen garden, but that requires wood junk and plastic junk. Or fountains. Most of these things are like a 1-to-1, so they're, if it's 3 size, it adds 3 aesthetics, so on and so forth. So in order to get the junk we need, I need to first go to my recycler and stop breaking down my plastic junk, and then go to my woodcutter and stop breaking down furniture, because we now have a use for wooden junk and plastic junk for aesthetics. So once we're done chopping all these trees, I want to head into a town and scavenge wooden plastic junk so that I can actually start decorating my plaza. So that we can bring the town beauty up from the negatives. Because that's bad on the morale. Hold on, look over there. That's an old radio station. Seems to be falling apart. It just might have equipment that we need to find others. Awesome. Well, I guess I'm heading that way. And I'll do some fishing on the way over too. So, 13 more gobblers. Wonderful. And this is a mooring spot for a salvage boat. Alright, all the gobblers are up. There was these other gobblers over here. Gobblers are less common than nibblers, so I'm gonna go out of my way to get the gobblers when I can, so that I have a nice abundance of gobbles. And if you're wondering, it doesn't decay. There's no rot in terms of like food, so it would fill up our storages, but we might as well just like get as many gobblers as we can. Okay, gobblers are done. And we just made our watchtower. That took a while. So our salvage radius is increased. So the benefit of this watchtower is increases the visibility radius of the map and the salvage radius of the map. So we can salvage and see farther. It's going to definitely help to spot strategic resources sooner. Oh, I'm out of floaters. I'm gonna need more plastic. Detour. There's also flounder out here, which is a really good source of food as well. And then I am out of seaweed too. And there's 2 spots of seaweed out this way. This is also like the map's corner, roughly. Or edge. So I do have 1 salvage boat, and I'm planning on making at least 4, if not 5. You don't really benefit any more than 5, because you can only send up to 5 people to a point of interest at a time. Well, no, that's not true. I mean, you could technically salvage 2 different points of interest at once for up to 10 boats, but like at some point it's like diminishing returns on investment. I'll put it that way. There we go. So now we have potentially 2 salvage boats to start. All right, let's get the flounder before we head over to the radio tower. How much flounder is there? 9? And flounder can just be cooked with wood, and it's tasty without any added ingredients, which is the advantage of flounder. The trouble is, at the moment, I don't have a lot of dry wood for firewood, so we're gonna need to go get some of that stuff soon. Come on, pull up the ladder. There we go. Flounder's done. So, dead trees, that will work. Alright, improve town beauty and salvage radio equipment is the current priority. And in this case, you can see the salvage boats, the Salty Bark and the Major Sally, being taken to shore instead of swimming there, where they then fill up the boats. The boats can hold 10 inventory, and then they can bring it back to the ship rather than having to swim there, so that we stay dry in the process and happier as a result. And because I'm rather low on wood, before I head over into the town, I'm going to cut down these trees as well. Same method. Now, if I wanted to have one person go into one forest and the other person go into the other forest, I can limit the amount of people that head to each one. So as you'll see here in a moment, because I already had set this up for 2 people arrived. Doesn't really matter, but it allows you to like split up your workforce. Can you rename your boats? You can, but I'm not going to bother because I won't be calling them anything but just boats. So the names aren't meaningful. And there's the advantage of the salvage boats. Alright, there is a pharmacy here. Might be good to get some medicine. Expired medicine, but medicine all the same. I'm not going to bother collecting the bio waste. I don't have use for it yet. With that said, I could take on a new research project. Oh, I didn't include... I'm going to not bother with fishing boats, but I'll include food cleaning. So food cleaning is if we have polluted fish, we can clean them. So it removes pollution, and also from seaweed too, polluted seaweed. One of the reasons why I'm here in town is so that I can scavenge furniture and plastic junk. Furniture is basically wood junk, so that I can actually build my plaza. But I also just need, like, raw plastic for floaters, so that's why I'm grabbing the raw plastic while I'm here, because this area is pretty resource-rich. Now, as I mentioned, the stuff floating in the oceans, you can't fetch with a boat, so you still have to get wet for that. So if we take a look at, like, Lisk here, I'm all wet from swimming. And there's not really a way to negate that. There aren't, like, catch nets or something to prevent you from having that debuff. It's just the nature of having to collect it in open ocean. So we have a decent amount of wooden planks. Our floaters are getting up to the 20 mark. We're definitely filling up our strategic stocks of stuff. Let's get some metal too. And then I'll head over to the rural ruins. Actually, maybe I can park between the two. Go back up. Go that way. There we go. And we're starting to collect the junk that we need to decorate our plaza. There, looks like power tools. Got it. My 2 cents, not nearly as useful as you might think it is, but sure. Again, my 2 cents, I would say bioprocessing and upgrade fabrication, probably the most important next things to do. Fabrication is very important, but fabrication requires bioprocessing, so... And, you know, you wouldn't know this, but that's why I'm telling you, so that I can nudge you in the right direction. We have a good amount of food and water now, thanks to the supermarket. Our metal's back up, so we're starting to smelt it. And we should start getting junk from the rural ruins here, allowing us to build like a Zen garden and chairs and stuff. So I'll try to make a plaza look a bit plaza-like. I would say our little park here needs, come on, bring that plastic junk in. Needs some bottle lanterns. Which don't actually require power, mind you. Oops. Did that wrong. What are we even building here? I don't even know. Well, whatever, we'll wait. Okay. Right. Oh. There's someone on that landmark, jumping and waving at us. A survivor. Hello! Over here! I can't believe it, I've been stranded here ever since the Great Flood. Imagine my surprise when I saw your boat. Wait. That's no boat. That's a floating town? That is amazing! You wouldn't happen to have room for one more, would you? I'm kind of stranded here. Not now, but soon. Captain, are you sure about this? Okay. Well, we'll add him, but I have to make a house for him. I'll grab my radio equipment. I'll be right there. So, let's go ahead and raffle him off. And with that, I also need another check. What a fantastic little haven you got here. Hold on. Are you actually going around saving other people and building this community together? Is that your thing? Well, rock on! I can help with that. See, I've spent my life on air, chasing hidden frequencies, broadcasting secrets, and spreading vibes. If anyone's out there sending signals, I'll hear them. So, how about it? With my radio equipment and your supplies, we can build Radtown's very own radio station. Captain, this is exactly what we've been looking for. Let's do it. Okay, ruins are done. We definitely want to get the rooftop electronics over there. We'll send our salvage boats. And we're almost done building him a house. There we go. Another house. Okay, here's our little park, and as you can see, we're already in the town beauty positive again, but I want to pump those numbers up. So let's do a plastic gate. A plastic gate. And I need more plastic for this. Got it. Hey, there we have a table and benches. It's comfortable. Once we're done salvaging these electronics, in fact, I'll head towards it to make it easier. We'll be able to salvage more stuff in the town here. Okay, research project. You guys already got power tools. So power tools, as I mentioned before, allows you to make drills and stuff. But there's no point in having that until you have electronics. So you would need an electrocrafter, which I will be building eventually. Just focusing on other things first. Alright, local radio station done. And the town can have a radio tower if you research radio communication, which I will add to the poll after I get bioprocessing, I suppose. If you want to change your mind about what I'm doing, you're welcome to. But for now, I'll be going for bioprocessing. And I want to fill up our plaza full of stuff. So I'm scavenging plastics from the plaza until this plaza is beautiful, or basically full of stuff. So we don't live in an ugly town. That one's done. Let's go to the old church next. And there's a lot of other plastic around here, which is great. Once I have my plaza, I can turn back on scrapping furniture and junk. Because one of the advantages of scrapping furniture is it gives you firewood. Because right now I have no firewood, which means I'm not making water, I'm not making food. And it looks like bioprocessing will be it. So here's the region. Neat. Once I have the plaza done, I will then focus on the crafters that I've not yet made. But that's the final touches of my plaza. And if we open up the aesthetics overlay, this gives us a good plus 30 to offset the ugliness of the rest of the map tile. The other thing we can do here is to upgrade our plastic walkways to wooden ones, which have a neutral beauty, which will also help. So around our houses, I will do that. It of course uses up wood, but I'm fine with that. There we go. We'll do it here too. And as you can see, our beauty numbers are now up to 44. Nice. All right, current priority right now is to build the electrocrafter, which I'll put here. And then make electronics. And the raffle. Oh, that's weird. My audio timer didn't trigger for that, but okay, here we go. Daedora. DJ Daedora. And Glitch leveled up. Oh, I haven't done Daedora's work priorities either. Daedora really likes crafting, which is perfect because I needed another crafter. So, you double love that. That's all you do. There will be plenty for you to do. Thank you for tuning in to Flotsam, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhydamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhydamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow survivors.